And we come about the categories of science. The categories of science, we have the two broad one, that's the pure science and applied science. The pure science is acquiring scientific knowledge, while the applied science is use the knowledge to be required of the pure science. After we talk about the branches of pure science, the branches of pure science are the biology, chemistry, physics, and we talk about um, those pure science, what they are. We talk about the biology. The biology is the study of living organism and the interaction. And also we talk about the chemistry. And the chemistry is the matter and its reaction. Also phases. And we move to the applied science. The applied science is where we came by the medicine that we prepare, pharmacy, biological, agriculture, forestry, and etc. After that, we move to the importance of science in our daily life, and we talk about how science helps in the agri sector, in our various homes, in in our various homes. And the importance, we talk about vehicle, how science has helped us. So uh, we use science vehicle like cars and bicycles to go to one place to another. We use soap for washing. Through science, it has helped us to get a process for preparing soap so that we can use it for washing. After that, we move to the uses of science in different fields. We take the agriculture sector. The agriculture through science, it has helped us to re, to innovate some machines for agriculture sectors. And when it comes to medicine, through science, science has helped us to discover vaccine and antibiotics for certain diseases. And we move to the transformative. All these things are importance of science. Transportation. Through science, it has helped us to innovate vehicles that will help us to travel from one place to another. And communication, we talk about our mobile phone. Those olden days we normally write. By today, because of science, that help us to communicate to one person easily and faster. After that, we move to science as product and science as processing. And from what we learned, we talk about science as processing. Processing. The science as processing is the procedure used by scientific to arrive a solution to their problem. And when we say science as product, that one is is the procedure used to arrive the conclusion. Yeah, that is the science as product and science as. And we talk about the difference between science. Oh, baby. We talk about difference between science as product and science as processing. Science as processing is the difference. Science as processing is the gathering of the knowledge and the subject and observation, while science as products is the using the law of science for different purpose. Ah, okay. And the
Yeah,
second one is
I'm
science
listening
as
to you.
process.
Mm.
Is the way of exploring new knowledge, while science as product, putting scientific knowledge into practice. So we have several different between them. So these are the two I can talk about. And we are moving to the last, we talk about copy. We talked about characteristics of science as language. Before we talk about science as knowledge, okay, this is not science as knowledge. It's based on the empirical evidence and it provides for understanding the nature of the world, but it provides only limited understanding to supreme being. So we have some characteristics of scientific knowledge. That's one, observation, verification, ethical, neutral, naturality, systematical exploitation, reliability, and pre- precision. Observation, we talk about how, when we say observation, it is where it simply means the ability to see or accept the facts. This time you will not imagine, but you accept the fact is and verification. Verification is gather the information or the data that you have seen so that you observe it, weight it and measure it at the same phenomenon and check out of the observing is accurate. And we have the ethical side. That one you report what you see, not influenced by any society values. And we move to the systematical exploitation. The systematical exploitation, a scientific researcher adopts a certain sequence procedure as organized, planned, or designed in a research for correcting and analyzing parts of the problem. And we move to the reliability. The reliability, oh, scientific knowledge must occur under prescription circumstance, not once but repeatedly. It is reproducible under the circumstance that states where the time is conclude based on casual collection, not are not very reliable. And precision is exact. Scientific knowledge is predict, predict. It is not banal like some literary words. Every moment die a man, every moment die a man, every moment one is born. It is a good literary but not fine. So to assign this point, it should be written as hey, it should be written as baby. It should be written as it should give you the time, the date for a good scientific. You should give the time and the date. You, so that it will be the exact or when it comes to finding the report for it, you can find out from the date and the time. And we are moving to the accuracy. Accuracy, we should not project by determining the temp. For instance, the accuracy, when the patient comes to you, you should use the thermometer to check the temperature of it. Not, you should not predict that, oh, maybe the temperature will be 35, but rather you should take the temperature of the patient so that you know the exact temperature of the patient. That's the accurate for that. And predictability. Predictability, that one, you depend on the data which is already made for prediction. Then we move to the scientific attitude and values. The scientific attitude and values, we have so many forms of it. We have open-minded. When it comes to that, we have open-minded, curiosity, respect for evidence, perseverance, perseverance, reflection,
Perseverance.
honesty, uh,
Perseverance.
perseverance, sorry, reflection, honesty, critical minded, thoughtfulness. So when we talk about the open-minded, as you are a scientist, you must accept the fact that science is a human idea and that someone's future citizen, that our future citizen must learn for experiment, experience. Scientific must therefore be revised, revise their opinions and conclude in a life. And curiosity means stealing towards seeking information about how things work in a various field. So all these things are the uh, the the scientific attitude, and we are moving to the scientific values. The values is long to know and one, long to know and understand. If they say long to know and understand, it means that the victim that knowledge is desirable and the inquiry direct towards its generation is worth investment of time and other resources. Questioning of all things. So it means if you are a scientist, you have to question things, how it came about and how it was done. You have to ask more questions. Request for logic. And the last one is consideration of pre- premise. So these are what we talk about the other day. So we are moving to section 5 for today.
Okay, Abigail, thanks so much. You've actually done very well. So therefore, let us take the 5 and 6 section, then we move on. So under the section 5, we look at science, technology, and society. So science, technology, and society. What we are interested in here is what we must be able to explain each of the concepts: science, technology, and society. Then we must be able to explain the relation that exists between them and differentiate between science and technology. So, what is science? We already know what science is. What is technology? And what is society? So, how do they what is the transition? So, we could say that science basically is there for acquisition of knowledge of the natural world. After getting knowledge of the natural world, what do you want to use it for? When you understand the nature, how nature exists, what is about the development, the natural development. We have the earthquake, it rains, it shines. So science is about understanding this, acquire knowledge and able to explain this. Then after you acquire this knowledge, what are we going to use? Now people are going to the Mars, others are going to the space to explore, to acquire more knowledge. Is it going to take them to these places? So technology becomes the the main things that we are going to use to do our work. So technology has now helped us to develop fast or spacecrafts that can take us to the space to explore, to learn much about the space. Now, technology, science, because of science, we have now been able to use science to develop communication gadgets, develop cars, airplanes, and all sort of things, including the laptops, phones that we are using for communication. Then when it comes to the society, what is going to be the impact of all this in the society? So these are basically what we are going to look at. So with this overview, now let us take them one after the other. I've now shared my slides. Have you seen it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So how do we integrate issues, science and society? How do we integrate them? The advances in science and its resulting technologies doesn't have any effects on the society? Or do we apply them in our natural life, or how do we use them to explore the natural world? I'm listening to you. We are integrating issue. We are integrating science into the society now. When you sit behind your television, are you not be able to see all the other things that are going on in another part of the planet, another part of the world, the universe, and all those kind of things? It's not making us aware of our natural world. Now people can even predict when earthquake is going to occur at a place. So it's not advancement of technologies that has resulting in this global communication. Now, globally, through the advances in science, we have global communication through satellite images of the Earth. We have popular fascinating of all other animals. Now, when you look at the space, we are able to view a lot of things. So are we not getting more awareness about the natural world? Now people have been, through this, people have been able to know even the eruption of a volcano, so that people could go taken away from that place. So science has into science advancements has helped in the integrating issues. We are now using this in the society, where the society has become aware of what life, how to go about the lives, certain how to maintain or to protect our environment, and all the other things which are serious, which we can now see and move away from there. So science has been used mainly as a tool for economic expansion and military power for the weightier segment of our human race. Now, look at how we are consuming the natural resources. We can now explore, go deep into the soil to mine oil and all other minerals. It's not improving economic activities of the nation. People are using this science advancement through the technology to bully other countries. So science, which helped to bring about this situation, now has an overriding responsibility to help society to make a transition from one obsession to growth to achievement. Now look at how people are now making it. So in the initial studies, some people do not have any good oil. But now what do we see? Through this science and technology, it's not getting the petrol or crude oil. It's not going to improve, or is it not going to have effect on the society? People are using it for various things, including what the economic growth. Now, this also have another effect on the society, because it's also going to affect maybe the ecological system. How stable the ecological system must also be. Through this science, we are able to do it. So you can see that science has effect on society, and science is integrated in what? In our social life. Now, let us look at the indigenous way of doing things. So when you look at the indigenous society, what are they doing? And you look at the year philosophy from all cultures, cannot be all important. So you could say, gone were the days where people were writing on conifers, people were sleeping in caves, people were even walking from one place to the other without even cars and all those kind of things. But through the empowerment that we've gotten in science, the technology has now advanced in such a way that certain things can be done within short possible time. It is now giving people more work to do. People are now getting cured to diseases. People are now bringing out new discoveries, and things are looking easier and easier and more cheaper. Now, when you look at a centuries ago, if you wanted to change natural and human conditions, look at how difficult it was. Now, issues can be expected to continue to accelerate. Scientists have an increasing obligation to become involved with all policymakers and the public in finding and implementing solutions or means of all adaptation. Look at now the global warming. Through science, now they are able to put policies in place so that all those things that are bringing up ozone layer depletion and global warming. Now people are making policies to check it, to control that. And this one is not true advancement in science. So science has a greater influence on society, and society develop a lot of benefits from science. Despite the fact that we also have the side effects, other things like war. Look at what people be using through science. People are destroying some communities and countries. So we want to look at the relationship between science and the technology. So when you look at the technology, what is the relationship between them? You could say that without science, there won't be any. So if I ask you, technology and science, which one came first? Is it science that was developed first, technology, or it was technology that has also developed the science? Technology and science, which one is put first? Now, I'm asking this question because in the olden days, our great grandfathers, do they have any level of technology? Did they have any technology that they were using? Hello?
No,
Then
sir.
When did the technology start? Did they start before science or science start before technology?
they
Was there
started before science.
technology before science?
No, science
Yes,
before technology.
Science before, okay, convince me. Why do you say that? Science comes before technology.
Sir,
the science.
I'm saying science before technology because some of the things were already in the existence. And like,
So, hello.
sir, please, I'm here.
Speak a bit louder for everyone to. I can't hear you clearly.
Okay, sir, please, I'm saying that science before technology because it was the science idea that was able to invent the technology that we are seeing now.
So you want to tell me that technology revolved from science.
Yes, please, that's my understanding.
So do you want to tell me that go in the olden days, our grandfathers they were not using any type of technology.
The one they were using was like man, like it was the local one, like the small one, like at first they were using
But you
the
know,
farming.
every technology is technology.
Oh, okay,
Hello.
okay, sir.
Afternoon.
Hello, madam. Please, I also think that they were using the knowledge of science in doing those technology things.
Mm. What course is part of online course? It depends on the center. So some of the centers are doing it online, and I'm now at the moment facilitating online. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm online facilitating at the moment, so you can join the link. Okay. I'm most welcome. So like what we are saying, now we cannot stick our neck out and say when did, if I ask you now, when did science start? Beginning of science, will you be able to tell me?
No, sir.
So you don't,
Eighteen.
you cannot know when science started. Science started straight away, God created the earth. Uh, so we don't know when science started, and the same way we don't know when technologies also started. So they work hand in hand. Science improve upon technology, and the technology is derived from all the science. Why? Because during the olden days, the technology that our great fathers, if they want to get fire, what did they do? They used two rocks, scratch one against the other, and it will ignite and they'll get fire. That also is all technology. Is okay, but maybe you will define as an indigenous technology. So if they don't have any knowledge, they couldn't have done that. So no one knows the exact time technology started. But what we are looking at here, it is we try to improve on the technology. And how do we improve upon it? By acquiring what? More knowledge. So science itself is what? Acquisition of knowledge. So knowledge generating process has become what? The science. While the technology has become what? Using the energy generated to develop or use it to apply to do something. So a process by which scientific knowledge and discovery are applied and used becomes of the technology. So if you apply the knowledge, if you generate the knowledge and you have not applied the knowledge to do something, to discover something, or to make something, then you have not brought the technology in. Okay, so science becomes a knowledge generating process, where technology becomes scientific knowledge discovering, applied, and used. Another relationship that exists between them is way of science becomes a way of learning, which involves first-hand experience, inquiry, problem solving, interpretation, and communication of ideas. Now, when you go to the lab, and after you've gotten all what your results, do you leave it at the lab? Won't you communicate the message? And science, we have a way mode of communicating our findings. So getting first-hand information, doing investigation, trying to solve a problem. Then whatever problem that you solve, you need to interpret everything and communicate your ideas. That becomes science. Now, how is it related to technology? So scientific materials and human resource to achieve what? Human purpose. Example, now when the coronavirus came, the COVID-19, what happens? So people started investigating it. They went to the lab. They were able to find what can cause it and how to fight it. And that thing was communicated to people. So what do we see? Oh, in order to prevent it, you have to wear nose mask. In order to prevent it, you have to be isolated from one who has had it. Okay. By all this knowledge, they also study about the virus, how the virus could what destroy. So are you not solving the problem? So when all this came about and they were able to develop a vaccine to fight it, the way they are going to fight it, if because of the technology that they were using, what technology? So they have developed a drug and they use strange. This strange, they will use it to inject you. When the virus goes into your body, they are saying that you cannot be attacked by it. So the process using scientific material and human resource to achieve human purpose. What have they achieved? They were able to develop a vaccine that can fight this COVID-19, and this problem came to him. So when they were investigating, finding how this thing came about, what are they going to do, how the thing move, how they can curve it, and all those things. If they have not gone further to develop vaccine, to develop device, so that they can use it to fight it, they have not applied the technology. The knowledge has been acquired yet. So science will let us get the program, you communicate, you do everything. But when you use the scientific materials and human resource to achieve our purpose was to fight it, and that becomes the technology. Now, when we come to the science, all these things that we are talking about, when you're communicating, can you touch it? Can you see it? When you are interpretation, can you see it? When you are solving problem, can you see it? No. So we are saying that science is intangible. It is not something that it's not a product that you can touch, but technology is something that you can touch. Look at fan, refrigerator, car, and what have you. Can't you touch all these things? Now, the product of science can be demonstrated and understand, or you understood it. But the product of technology is you go to the hospital shop and you buy it. Now look at the product of science can be demonstrated and understood. Now, somebody who has no idea about science, can that person use phone? That person is not scientist. He doesn't know anything about science. But he go to the market, he has bought the technology that has been developed as a result of our scientific knowledge. So the gadgets, he can use it without someone that doesn't have in-depth knowledge in science. So we say that science can be demonstrated and understood, but technology can be bought and used without any understanding. When you go and buy your TV and you're using it, do you understand the process that the TV has gone through in order for you to see the pictures, the functions, whatever is going on? You don't know it. All that you know is you have your TV and you watch whatever you want to watch, and you're okay with it. So you don't understand the principles that is making the pictures, sound, and all those things are coming, but you are able to enjoy whatever you want. So, assessment question: explain how science, technology, and society are interrelated. Differentiate between science and technology. Okay, now another interesting thing is about science and or traditional belief system. Does science and traditional belief, do they conflict? Do they share the same platform, or if are they do they align? Do they conflict? So
But
what is
some of them,
some of them conflict and
yes,
some of them are align themselves.
yes.
So you get to know all this very soon. Explain. So here we are going to explain. You must be able to explain traditional beliefs. Then we discuss effect of traditional beliefs on our science teaching. So what are the traditional beliefs that you already know or that you've ever come across in your life?
So like when you say when you are bathing, you shouldn't sink in the bathroom.
What?
When you are bathing, you shouldn't sink.
Okay, when you are bathing, what happens?
You shouldn't sink.
You shouldn't say, yeah. So it is traditional belief because you don't have any scientific data to back the reason why you should not sing when you are bathing. So the traditional belief becomes these what we believe in, which have nothing, no data to substantiate it. It is as a result of our development of the society, they have decided to get certain values or attitudes or norms, norms to guide the society, protect the society in some way. So we are going to see that scientifically, some of these things that they are saying, was it true? Or if it was true, how was it? Is that okay? So like bringing in when you are bathing, you should not sing. Why in the traditional belief, they are saying that when you are bathing and you sing, what will happen to you?
Your mother or your
You
father will
dad.
die.
In when you were a child, they will say that when you sing, either you are loved one or you yourself, they will not say you child. They will say that I think your mother, who you love, your
Yes,
father, who you love
will
so
die.
much. And would you like that one to happen to you? No.
No,
But is it true that when you are bathing and you sing, you die?
no.
So why then?
It's because of the soap, the chemicals in the soap. Like some of the chemicals in the soap is not good for it to enter into your mouth.
So this explanation, is this scientific or is this explanation that you are giving? So is this scientific explanation that you are giving that truly when you are bathing and you sing you can die? So scientifically.
Yeah, yes.
No, scientifically, you not. We have never seen someone bathing.
So we consider science and traditional beliefs. So we consider we are now using the science knowledge to explain certain beliefs that our forefathers they have and they could not explain it anyway. So in the scientific belief, we have come to realize that when you are bathing and you are singing, you are also going to breathe. Uh, so your lungs are going to expand, get more air into your lungs. Now the soap that you are using is made up of chemicals. One of them, caustic soda, is very corrosive. So in inhaling air, you could also take in water and or the soap, the foam into your system. And when it goes into your system, the thing is corrosive. So what is it going to do? It's not going to have effect on your lungs. Yes. So it can result into your death. So this one becomes science and what? Science and traditional belief system. So we are now using our science knowledge to explain something, some belief that they could not. So it is now bringing some level of a relationship between science and our traditional belief. So through science, people have now been able to know how hygiene and spread of disease. Gone were the days people, their belief is, if you love me, I must eat in the same bowl with you. Is that okay? So if somebody drink water and the leftover, you refuse to take it, what is the implication? They believe is, then you don't love that person. So if you love the person, you share everything in common. But through the scientific knowledge, we have now come to realize that when you do that, you can what? Acquire disease. And therefore, in order to stop disease spreading, we have now been able to use the scientific knowledge. So the relationship that we are establishing here is through scientific knowledge, we have now been able to maintain what? Hygiene, to check spread of disease. So much of the troubles in the world arise because many people do not learn scientifically. They believe anything that they read without inquiring into the statement and testing their truth. Most of the traditional beliefs in Ghana are based on reward punishments concept, reward punishment concept, like the first one that we brought about. If you sing, something is going to happen to you. If you don't sing, this is what is going to happen. So they believe also punishment and reward. But when you are thinking scientifically, you could see that that one is now going to correct something. So let us look at traditional beliefs ahead for the various reasons. So they don't know the reason, but now scientifically we know. So we are now making the relation that traditional beliefs are now ahead for the various reasons. One of them to maintain hygiene and to check spread of disease. You not eat from the same bowl. You not drink from the same cup. You not wear the same kind of clothes. Okay, to prevent cruelty to other people and to animals, to give personal safety of our individuals and the society. Now look at how people kill animals. When you are going to kill cats, look at what people do. How do people kill cats? Some people
So they
suffocate it.
put it in the sack.
And now to prevent cruelty to other people and to animals. So traditional beliefs are heard for. You could see that now if you go and kill someone, traditional belief, what are they going to do to you? Maybe if you use poison, or traditional belief, what do they do? People should not be allowed to maybe hit somebody with this. People should not use cutlass. People should not use hand on someone. So all these things, was it not maintaining something? It was made for certain reasons. So why do we say that traditional belief prevent cruelty to other people and to animals? Or why do we say that traditional beliefs are held for to give personal safety of individual in society? And which belief uphold that? To give personal safety of individual, which traditional belief uphold that, or is there to protect people? Hey, you cannot tell me anything.
It's the one that talks about you are not supposed to sing while bathing. Since the content of the soap is not good for the body, they say that so that you don't sing or talk while bathing so that it will enter you and then it is going to harm you.
Okay, now about the cruelty. So being cruel. Now, what traditional belief prevent people not to do bad to other people?
So I've also heard that when you have these domestic animals in the house, especially like fowls and dogs and those things, they really disturb a lot. They defecate anyhow. They've been eating our foods and all that. And then I once heard that you are not supposed to hit them with sticks or to torture them so that they will be injured or something, or else when you give birth,
Yeah,
it's likely that
wonderful.
your
You could see that when you go to your farmer and you go to your farm and you see this animal destroying your farm, will you be okay? So there is a belief that when you use a club to hit that animal, and maybe the animal its tie breaks, you are also going to receive, somebody will also do something to you where you also have broken leg. You see, so in that case, when they go to the bush and even meet these animals, do they hate them or for something? They will just try to drive the animals away from the farm without hitting them. Is that okay? So they are preventing cruelty towards animals. Are you okay? And look at,
Okay.
you want to ask a question? Hello? Hello? Please, are you there?
Hello. Hello.
Can I continue?
Yes, please.
yes, sir.
So we have so many things to check us. Now, even in the marriage, one traditional belief, when you go to some people's home and you're going to ask for a woman for a marriage, then they will tell you, yeah, if you are the, we don't beat a lady. Is that okay? When you lay your hands on a lady, that is the end of the marriage. So here it's not protecting the lady, the vulnerable. Is that okay? Uh-huh. So the traditional beliefs are held for various reasons. To instill good social habits. Is it true? Now, the
Yes, sir.
belief that when you go and fuck a lady in the bush, the whole community did not get any rain for some time. And gone were the days when people were living in these societies. They are there to what? They depend on agriculture. So they need great amount of what? Water in order to what? To let their farm grow well, farm products. So in order to instill discipline to men or to respect people in the society, women will not allow themselves to be fucked in the bush. Men will not go and do that. It's not bringing discipline into the society. So if there won't be any, we are not going to have indiscriminate or sexual activity in the community. So the traditional belief was there for what? A purpose. So first one, it is for to set discipline in the society, to prevent spread of disease, cruelty, and all those kind of things. So in Ghana here, traditional belief can be put into two categories. We can, those that can be explained in terms of science. And so which are the ones that can be explained in terms of science? The one that we are talking about, examples like bathing, when you are what? When you are bathing, you shouldn't sing. So one mother will die if sing while bathing. So this one, we can use science ideas to explain the reason. So we now know the scientific reason why when you are bathing, you should not sing. So let's take a look at this. We may put traditional belief in Ghana into two groups, in which may be those that can be explained in terms of science, and those that cannot be explained scientifically. So those that cannot be explained scientifically, can you give me some example? Some beliefs that we cannot use scientific way to explain them.
Yeah. So, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to believe that there's existence of a ghost. That one, there's no scientific way you can prove the existence of ghost.
Perfect. So here it is a belief, traditional belief. How will you use scientific knowledge to explain the existence of ghosts?
Yeah.
So though that ghost is there for traditional beliefs, we said it is there for a reason. Traditional beliefs are held for various reasons. So if you say there is existence of ghosts, what is the reason for saying this? Do we have any reason to tell our society that there is existence of ghosts?
Yes, sir.
Yes, who is answering the question? You are.
So, Abraham.
Just also. Okay, Abraham is answering. Then when you tell me you are center, you are. Okay, Abraham, we are listening to you.
Please, I'm
okay, perfect.
I'm at the center.
Okay.
Yeah. We believe there's a belief that existence of ghosts and that ghosts have some power.
Yes.
And that
so you see that I'm not cutting you short because we believe in the existence of ghosts.
I even torment.
We are saying that when you go and kill someone, because of this existence of ghosts, it can hunt you, and you by all means come and confess, and they can take you on. So because of that, don't you see that it has brought down the criminality, people being so
human beings,
all sort of things, killing. Can you say it is a
so that thing is there to scare people that you don't have to take somebody's life.
It's to scare people.
Like the ghost can.
Life. Yes. So this belief is serving a purpose, but can this be explained by science? So in science, or let me put it, ghosts exist? So the house, does ghosts exist? Charles Owusu. Does ghost exist? Charles, are you there? Oh, Mr. Mahoney. Does ghost exist? Yes, I'm listening to Charles.
Sir, no. No.
Ghost does not exist. Okay. Do we have any alternative answer? That ghost exists. Does anyone believe
Yes, sir.
ghosts exist? Okay, then why do you
Yes,
say
sir.
that ghosts
So
exist? Tell us
I
your reason
believe
why
ghosts
you say
exist,
ghosts.
but not. I believe that, but
What?
not in the form or not in the way people understand what you mean by a ghost. Well,
You
the
believe
existence of
ghosts
ghost
exist,
people
but
believe.
you cannot tell us in which form ghosts exist.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is what we are saying about the scientific or science. So science believes in empirical evidence. So if ghosts exist, we must be able to touch it.
Yes.
We must be able to observe it. We must be able to feel it. You see, so somebody will ask you, if ghosts exist, how does a ghost look like? What is the structure of a ghost? You see that? So that's about science. So it's not all things, the traditional beliefs. That's science, we can use science to explain. Whether they are there
Yes.
or not, in the scientific realm, we cannot explain them. Okay. So means we have two types of beliefs. One that we can use scientific ways or means to explain, and the other one which we are saying that we cannot use scientific means to explain. Now, what we want to look at the effect of traditional beliefs on science teaching. We are not doing all these things because we go to the class and teach. And before the students come, they already have some amount of knowledge, misconception, which you are going to remove and put the right knowledge there. So here, they are living in a community. Don't they believe in something? They already believe in things. Why? Because we've now come to realize that they believe is in about a discipline in the society. They believe is helping them not to spread diseases. They believe is bringing some sanity and protection. So every person must have taught his or her daughter something. So he already has some level of belief. So how is this going to be improved by science, or how are you going to deal it in science classroom? So that counts for effect of traditional belief on science teaching. So do you think they make science teaching difficult?
Sir, somehow.
Somehow. Okay, explain.
Yeah. Sir, for instance, let's take this one. Like when in the Bible they say someone walk on the sea,
Uh,
and when you want to when you want to calculate for, is it uh, volume? No, it's not. It's density, or I've forgotten the type. If you want to calculate, because they say heavy things can sink, it will sink. Heavy things when you place on the water, it will sink. But in the tradition, they say that someone walk on the sea. So when you are using that, the students will not accept your part because of what they have taught in their
Yeah.
book.
So here it becomes religious belief.
Okay.
So religiously, the person has accepted Jesus Christ's principle, and he has accepted Jesus as he is a superhuman being. He walked on the sea. So such a person, when you go and meet such a person in a classroom, and you want to teach him no objects, the law of flotation, no aspect of your teaching will convince him because he knows that there is nothing like law of flotation. Somebody can walk on the sea. You see what has happened. Then another difficulty is when you become so embedded, when you believe in something, don't you think for you to change your mind on it, it becomes so difficult. So, like somebody, maybe a child, coincidentally, a child was singing while bathing. Then, in the next day, the mother died. So, if such a child is in that house and he has seen this, do you think in the science classroom, when you tell that person, when you are bathing and you sing, your mother is not going to die, but you yourself, you're going to poison your system. Do you think the child will accept what you are
No,
saying? No.
no, sir.
Yes. Uh-huh. So this is what we are saying, the effect of traditional belief on science teaching. So what is the effect? It makes science teaching difficult. Why? Because people or students are reluctant to take the new message that you are giving them. Why? Because of our inconsistencies with their local life. What they see in their local life that they have grown used to is not what you are telling them. So asking them to stop or telling them that, oh, when you do this, nothing will happen to you, they will not accept it. It becomes difficult. Now, why is it also difficult? Now, some of the local beliefs will also be good source for application of all science knowledge. So the effects of the traditional belief on science teaching, one, we can talk about it. Here it is, we didn't say benefits. So it could be all beneficial or it could be all it will destructive. So we have combined the two and we are saying them all. So we are talking about it bad and it good side. So the beliefs could also be good source for what? Application of science knowledge. Can you cite an example where local beliefs will be a good source for application of science knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Sir, we are made to believe that when you have a running stomach or your stomach is paining you and then you chew charcoal, it will stop. The reason being that sometimes we have that running stomach because of the acidic content in our stomach has increased or something. So when we eat the charcoal, because it's a base or something, it neutralizes with the acid and then it stabilizes.
Wonderful. So here, their traditional belief is so when I have stomach ache, I should go in for charcoal. When I chew it, within short of time, or the stomach ache will go. Then how is it go? The scientific beliefs source of all application becomes what? Now charcoal has adhesive surface. So what is making the person to have the stomach ache is as a result of what? Maybe excess acid that has been released into the stomach, or poisonous gas that has been released. But the charcoal is there to absorb this onto its surface. So when it is absorbed to the surface of charcoal, then the person will not have that effect. So here we could say the local belief is now being used as a good source for application of scientific knowledge. Then sensitize science teachers to relate scientific knowledge to home.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, sometimes when your stomach is like you are running, when
Yes.
you put salt, concentrated
Okay.
salt,
Yes.
like this in solution, and the water, the salt is highly concentrated, and you drink it, it stops. So
Why? So here you could say that it is a source of what we are using local beliefs as a good source for application of scientific knowledge. So what scientific knowledge has been applied here?
solution. Is it
So
solution?
application science knowledge, scientific knowledge that has been applied here is this. Now, salt, don't you think it's also it's absorb water?
Yes.
So you are running, your stool has become watery. So when you take in anything that can absorb water from the feces, it's not harden the feces.
Oh, okay.
So when
And
it
sir,
becomes,
please, what of Coke and salt too?
what I want?
Coke and salt.
Coke and salt, that's what.
That one, when you're running and you drink it, it goes away.
I say a Coke is a now. What is a salt? So salt is made up of cations of anion, and you are saying instead of using salt, somebody is using Coke, right? It's not what you are saying.
You put the salt in the Coke
You put the salt in the Coke
and small
before you
salt in
take
the
it.
Coke. Yes.
Now, Coke is made up of what? Say Coke is what? Organic.
Please, Gloria and Kobe people should talk. Why?
What? I can hear you.
We don't know what to say. That's
He said that when somebody is running, that person can add salt to Coke, and he takes it.
Yes,
The running stomach will stop. And we
yes,
are not
please.
saying that traditional or local beliefs sometimes become source of scientific knowledge. When does it become source of scientific knowledge? If you can use scientific explanation for it, it becomes source of all scientific knowledge. And he's now trying to, how do you use scientific knowledge to explain that concept? So the guy who brought that in there, I'll leave it for you. Let us go and find out why when you. This is the first time I'm hearing that you can add Coke to salt and you take it and you are
Yes.
running stomach will stop. But I know if you take salt, any kind of salt, it will stop it. That's why when some people are running, they go and buy, they use coconut juice because coconut juice also contains calcium. So it is also a form of salt. But I don't know much about adding the salt to Coke. before you take it.
Oh, it works. So
It
it
works. So
works.
let's all go and
Oh,
find out.
ask, sir, please ask the house. Those who have tried some, it works. Especially when they
Yes,
cook
it
it,
works, but
really
the
check.
truth is,
Oh,
we are
oh,
looking
oh,
at the scientific background of it.
yes.
That is what we are all looking out for. Because yes, it's true, it really works, but we don't know the
Yes.
science behind it.
So it is an assignment for you. When you meet next time, you look at it. Why that mixture can. So what is the scientific explanation to that? Okay. So we have make students. So effect of traditional beliefs on science classroom. It makes students appreciate the wisdom of all local folks. So when people get to know that when people use charcoal in the food, so in the initial studies, when they are taking food from one place to the other, they will say that if you don't put charcoal in it, what will happen? By the time a ghost will put his hand in the food and spoil it. So by the time the food gets to its destination, it is already spoiled. So the scientific explanation to this was charcoal has adhesive surface. So the soup and the food, whatever you prepare, what is going on? Chemical reactions are taking place, and gases have been all produced. Some of the gases are what they smell. So when you put the charcoal in, the charcoal is going to absorb all these gases that are coming, so that when the gases are absorbed, the food will not go bad. So here in the house, the girl's parent or the boy's parent has experimented this. So when they come to classroom and this will be explained scientifically, don't you think the students are going to be happy? They will appreciate the science and the wisdom of what? Yeah, folks. So effect of traditional belief on science, one also, it makes students appreciate the wisdom of local folks, arouses curiosity in the students, and this leads to what? Research. It promotes superstition, which is what? Inconsistent, leads to what? Research. Like the ghost story that we were saying, like other things. So what is going to say? People, oh, when I pray for you, when I put this leaf on your head, you may not be able to speak again. So what is going to bring about? It's not going to promote people to look for where there's a conflict. No, from the science, there's no way that a leaf can cause somebody damp. Then what is going to happen? Then people are going to research into it. So if it has made somebody become damp, what is there that is causing that? People begin to investigate, and through that, what is going to happen? More discoveries are going to be made. So yeah, what areas that you must look at, how the questions could be crafted. What is the traditional belief? So you must know what traditional belief is. Then you discuss any true effect of traditional belief on science teaching. State 3 reasons why beliefs are held. Why do we still keep on holding on to the beliefs? Okay. So when we come to the unit 2, it is about science process skills. We now know science is a process. Do you all accept that science is a process? As Abigail took us through, how is science a process? I'm listening to
Yes, sir.
you. Science is a process because we are able to see science is a process because it's going to the procedure in which we are going to use to acquire scientific knowledge makes science process. And when we are able to use the knowledge to produce something, to come out of findings, like the theories, like the discoveries. That one become what? The products. So we have now known already that science is a process. So what are the process skills? What are the skills that we need in this science? Because the thing is a process and it is a procedure. So what skills do we need here is what we are going to look at this unit. So first we shall look at science process skills. Then we will see if it can be all categorized, or if we can break it into classification. So you have what we call basic process skills, then integrated process skills. Then you look at developing basic process skills. So we now see we are going to break the process skills into two. We have the basic and integrated. And how are we going to develop basic skills in the students? How are we going to develop integrated skills in the students? Then assessment of these skills, process skills, because we have come to realize that we have two forms. We have the process and we have integrated. Then we said that we must develop both in the students. After we develop them, how we know that they've taken them? We have to assess them. So the session one, we look at the basic. So these units, what are our units objective? We must be able to describe at least 6 science process skills. Differentiate between basic and integrated process skills. Describe the importance of science process skills. Explain at least 3 of the 6 most common used basic skills. Then 3 most common integrated skills, and describe at least 3 activities, each for developing any 3 basic process skills in students and the other things. So first, what are science process skills? When we say science processes, what are they? So what are the science process skills? We all know science process is a procedure which we use to acquire scientific knowledge. So now, what skills do we need here, and what are the things that are considered as skills? Yes, science process skills are a set of abilities appropriate to many science disciplines that reflected the behavior of scientists. They are skills that are used by individuals in their daily life activity to gather what information about their surrounding. So can you imagine some of the skills that you may use in order to gather information in your daily life activities? Yes.
Uh, let's
Okay, I'm
take
listening.
let's take observation.
Yes, observation.
Observation. When you want to gather information, you can use your sensory organs
So you have to
like the
observe.
eye.
Yes, you have to
Uh,
observe. Yes,
you use your eye.
yes,
The eye, you can use it to gather information.
yes. Okay, so we've now seen that one of the skills that we need in order to gather information, one of them is through observation. Is that all?
Oh,
Communication.
Through communication.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. So if you want to gather some information from someone, you have to communicate with that person so that you can get that knowledge that you needed
yeah,
from.
yeah. So after getting the information also, you must be able to communicate your findings. Okay, so the science process skills, as we already know, has been put into 2. We have the basic and the integrated. So we first look at the basic skills as we've started mentioning them. So the basic skills are going to be the simpler skills used in everyday life transaction. The most commonly used basic process skills are one, observing, inferring, measuring, communicating, classifying, and predicting. How many have I mentioned so far? Observing, interfering, measuring, communicating, classifying, and predicting. There are how many?
6.
6.
6.
Places.
So we classify them as basic process skills. So they provide foundation for learning integrated process skills. So without the basic skills, we cannot do the process, the integrated process. So this becomes the foundation. Are you okay? So means the integrated one is now going to be more complex than the basic, or it's going to be complex than the basic. So when you blend two of or more of the basic, is going to result into the integrated. So the integrated one, they are blend of two or more basic skills. They are the combination of various skills they are required to carry on complex activities or to solve problems encountered in everyday life activity. The most commonly used integrated process skills are controlling variables, defining, operational, formulating hypotheses, interpreting data, experimenting, formulating models, and raising questions. So all these that we are mentioned, are they not combination of the basic ones? Look at when you want to formulate a hypothesis. Are you not going to observe, deduce, do some work? You put your things together before you can hypothesize. Or if you want to do experimentation, during the experimentation, are you not going to observe? Are you not going to measure? So even here for experimentation, we can single out two things here: measurements and what? Observation. Because you want to take reading, temperature. You want to take the temperature of a substance. Won't you read? Then won't you measure? So when we are putting more basic process skills together, it is giving you integrated skills. Okay, the importance of process skills. The process skills, are they important at all? Are they important at all? The process skills, these things that
Yes.
we've mentioned,
Yes, sir.
why
Yes,
are
sir.
they important? They help us in what? To develop
Finding solutions to problems.
efforts. Then don't they help us to get ability to do something successfully?
Yes, sir.
They
So
do.
science process skills develop core competencies such as scientific thinking, critical thinking, creative thinking, problem solving, and personal and social development in individual. So can't you say somebody who can think critically? Look at how that person is able to observe things to be able to analyze things, to be able to measure things. So to be able to do what again? The basic. To be able to, if you want to think critical, can't you see that?
Able to predict.
Yeah, you must be able to communicate very well.
Yeah.
You must be able to classify things. If in learning, can't you say that those who are able to classify things are people who are able to retain their information and they are able to use it? Because even in learning, it's able to group things which are similar, things which look alike, things which are this, so that after doing this, it's able to, whichever area that is moving up, you know that, oh, when I go there, this is what is here. When I do this, then they are able to predict. Is that okay? So it is going to help you to do what? To let you develop your core competencies. And in education, core competencies are what are things that will give you ability to do something successfully. So what are the things that can help you to do things successfully? It's not about thinking. Anything that you want to do, won't you think about it? Won't you critically examine it to know the pros and cons, the merits and the merits, and then creativity, creative thinking. Oh, this one, can I do it in this way? When I do it this way, will it work? All those kind of things. Then if problem solving, always, because you have all these things, you look for ways to find solutions to any problem you come across. And when you have all these things, it's not going to develop you, and you fit very well into the society, because society, anywhere that your influence is what fits. So basic skills promote what? They also promote collaborative what? Skills, effective communication skills, scientific literacy, and digital literacy. Science process skills also allow individuals to become global citizens and enable them to acquire first-hand, hands-on and minds-on experience. Acquisition of science process skills helps individuals in their daily life transaction, since these skills form an integral part of our life and are used in every area of your life. So that's why people, you see them and you've not talked to them, but the way the person conducts him or herself, you say, oh, this one there, he did science, he's a scientist, is that. Okay. So some of the ways that you could be assessed here, you must be able to describe science process skills and give examples of them. Differentiate between basic and integrated science process skills, and describe the importance of our science process skills. Any more question? So process skills proper. So what is the basic process skills now? We are now going to take them so we know what they are now. So here, our business here is, so you must be able to describe at least 3 of the 6 most common used basic process skills. So we've already mentioned observation. So he said we must be able to describe the reason why we are saying observation is one of the process skills. Why is it a process skills? Science begins with observation. And what is the observation? It is a skill that we are going to use our 5 senses. So observation is a skill of using five senses to gather information or evidence about an object or event. It is the basic service science process skill. Observation helps us to know about the natural world. Good observation of the objects and events are essential in everyday life activity and needed in developing other process skills. We are saying that there are two types of observation. We have quantitative and qualitative. What is qualitative observation? Can anyone help us about qualitative observation? Okay, what is the difference between quality and quantity? In chemistry, when you talk about quality, qualitative analysis, what are we looking for? You are looking for the elements in the compound. When we are talking about quantitative, you are dealing with what? Measurement, volume, quantity.
The measurement, yeah.
Yes.
Measurement, dealing with numbers.
So with this, I think you'll be able to tell me qualitative observation and quantitative observation. So what is the qualitative observation?
Please, the men talk, okay?
The men talk now, or I should continue.
Sir, let me come.
Okay.
Sir,
The men should talk.
qualitative observation, that one you use your sensory organs to observe
Okay.
it. And when you talk about the quantitative, that one, the observation that you made, you were able to justify that the observation, the number of observers or the color of the observers. So that is what I can say about.
Okay, so here, perfect. What you say is very right. So you could say when you observe certain things, sometimes you can describe it: color, black,
Yes.
red, green. Are you not using your senses? Because we are saying the basic, the observation, we are using our senses. Are you not using your eye? Then some observation that we also make doesn't consist of measurement, quantity. So you'll be able to observe how and tell me how many balls are there in this pot. Is that okay? You'll be able to measure and tell me the length of this table. When I measure it is so and so centimeters. So when you are doing measurement calculation, putting value or figure on it, we say quantitative observation. But if it is about describing color, height, and those kind of things, we say that qualitative observation. So we can have two forms of observation. Qualitative, that is giving you the description about color and what have you. But when you want to do measurement, quantity, and those kind of things, we call it quantitative observation. Then we move on to one of the basic observations. We said that communicating. We are not saying observe. Here you are using the word observation. It's a process. Observing. So when you go and write observation, it's wrong. Observing, communicating. When you make an observation, won't you communicate what you see to the second or the third person? So when students make observation, they must describe their observation. Students have to communicate with their peers, teachers, and whoever about their observation that they have made. What is communication? What is communicating? It is all using words or graphics, symbols to describe or action, object, or events. So, example, describing the change in height of a plant over time. Now, plants, Like I've planted, I sow the seed in the ground. When it begins to germinate, can't I measure the height every day? So every 3 days, I go and measure. So you observe, had there been any change? Then I've gone to measure. Then after the measurements, getting my volumes, won't I communicate that every 3 days the plant grow by so and so centimeters? So I'm using words. I have not write centimeters. It's not symbol. So it's a form of communicating. So if you communicate and the information is not understood, have you communicated? So information must be understood by what? Second person. And that brings about the communication. So it could be in so many forms, including writing, symbols, and all sort of things. Okay. So then the next one is measuring. So measuring, we are measuring to get a quantity. So measuring is making a quantity observation. This is because a measurement statement contains a number and a unit. Measuring is used in measuring instrument to describe what the dimension of an object or event. It is accurate use of a measuring instrument and equipment for measuring, reading, and making observation. Example, one can use meter stick to measure the length of a table in centimeters. Then we talk about classifying. After making observation, what do? It is important to notice similarities, differences, and group objects according to purpose. It is important to create what? Why do we have to classify? To bring order, to help comprehend number of objects, events, living things, and so on. Then the next one will be the interference. Observation are direct evidence. What is it's not interference, so inference. So what is inference? Whatever information or evidence that you've gathered about an object or the event, are you not going to try to explain it? So your explanation that is given is being, you are getting them from what you've already seen. So you are inferring from your observation. I have looked at some people, some particular race, and they are all they have light skin body. So when I go and meet another person somewhere, and I ask, can't I infer in my mind, oh, once this person is light skin colored, then that person may be one of those that I met earlier at this place. Is that okay? So you are inferring from the information that has already been gathered, then predicting whatever information that you have assessed, you can use to speak to the future. So predicting is a skill of assessing likelihood of an outcome based on prior knowledge. So here also the assessment question, explain at least 3 of the 6 most commonly used basic science process skills. Okay. Then what are the integrated skills? So we are saying that when you put the basic skills 2 or more together, it will give you what the integrated skills. Integrated skills are there to solve the complex scenarios. So what are some of them? So so here these process skills are controlling variables, defining operational formulating hypotheses, interpreting data, experimenting, formulating models, and raising questions. Okay. So controlling variables, what is it? The characteristics of a phenomenon that can be measured or classified is called variable. Anything in research, what you are using as what you are going to work on, what you are going to measure becomes your variable. So what are you studying? I'm studying for nutrition given to people. That has made them fall into this, their performance going down. So you have chosen a variable that you're going to measure. What are you going to study? For nutrition on children. So anything that can vary can be considered variable. So I'm getting two people. One group, I'm not going to give them proper food. Other people, I'm going to give them what? Nutritious food. So I not vary the items or what we are going to give them. And you want to study a particular trend. So this one can be controlled. So we have these people will not be given better food. Another group will be given better food. That become control. So control variable. Anything that can vary be considered as variable. It is an entity that can take on different values in different persons, places, or things. Examples, variables are height, weight, heart rate, and age. Age can take different values for different persons or for sample same person at different times. In science, we study the effect of one variable over the other, like what I was giving you. We have taken growth rates of people when they are given this particular food. So we downsize it. Every day we are going to give this group this particular food and look at their rate growth, and that one could be measured. Hello, I'm still online. I'm still online to you. So maybe this is here. So controlling variable. In science, we study the effect of one variable over the other. For example, if you want to study the effect of use of teaching support materials on the learning outcomes of your students, there are two main variables involved. What are they? These are teaching support materials and learning outcomes. There may be other factors. So why are you using teaching material? You want to see whether when you use them, your performance will improve or not. So here, the outcome becomes variable. If it changes, if it doesn't change. So these variables will control. So when we are applying these skills, we are saying that we are applying our integrated skills, because here the measurement is going to come here. Observation is going to come here. Okay. So these are integrated skills, controlling variables. Defining operational. This is the ability to state how the measure or variable in an experiment. For example, stating the beam growth will be measured in centimeters per week. So you must define the operation, what you are doing. You must be able to define it. So if I decide that I'm going to measure every 3 days, that is that I've now defined the operation that I'm going to do. I'll measure the growth every week, every month. So whatever information that you get here, that phenomenon cannot be described meaningfully. Then after you have to, another process is of formulating hypothesis. What is the hypothesis? It's all intelligent guess. So we are making specific statements of prediction. So a hypothesis is a specific statement of a prediction. It describes in concrete terms what you expect to happen in future. It is formulated to explain observation and to make quantitative prediction of new observation. Formulating hypothesis is stating the expected outcome of an experiment or giving possible explanation of an event or phenomenon. It is also suggesting reason for events. So I can now intelligently guess by having the data. It will rain tomorrow. That is an intelligent guess. By having, so I've formulated, so I cannot test my hypothesis if it will not rain. When I get the data, I must be able to explain it. So whatever data that I have, I've taken the measurements of growth of seed. People do not know. So I am the one who's going to communicate to them. Oh, this data that I've obtained, I put so and so amount of fertilizer on this. So every 3 days, this is how much it has grown. We also measure the distance. So people must be able to understand the measurement that you have done. So you must be able to interpret your data. Plan and conducting experiments also is integrated process. If you don't plan and you go to the lab, what are you going to do? So you must be able to plan your experiments that you are going to conduct. The investigation is the devising inquiries. Planning an experiment is devising how to conduct the experiment. Experimenting is a process that involves interaction with the material to find out things for your own self and the factors that may influence the situation. Okay, so the last two was formulating models, raising questions. So the information received or the knowledge gained through the study of data help the investigator to test the hypothesis or form a conclusion. So that becomes your model. You can study the table and conclude that the amount of solute dissolved in 1 liter of solution increases with rise in temperature, or volume of gas decrease in increasing pressure. Therefore, you are formulating a model. So formulating a model is creating a mental or physical model of a process or events. Now we've formulated model. Raising questions. Raising questions in students is developing their ability to use effective questioning to elicit information about the world. It is recognizing and defining investigation questions, investigatable questions to build their capacity as young scientists. Students should be able to examine and discover ideas, principles, and facts by asking questions. Raising questions among students will help to determine the level of their understanding of phenomenon, events, clear their misunderstanding of ideas, or intellectual ability. So we've now explain at least 3 of the 6 most common used integrated science process skills. So we've come to realize that in science, we have science process skills, and we have science as a process and have science as a product. So when we look at it, we got to know that the process is not going to give us a procedure to acquire the scientific knowledge. So what are the skills that I need here? The skills have been put into two, the basic skills and the integrated skills. So the basic skills, we have come to realize them: observation and communicating, measuring, and those kind of things. Then when we put these basic skills together to also solve other problems, then we are going to get the integrated skills. So integrated skills are there to solve complex problems, like formulating models, like raising questions, what again?
Planning and conducting experiments.
Yes, perfect. So, my dear students, last time that we tried to reschedule 1 hour online, we could not meet again. So today, are you all resolving? We are going to meet Tuesday. Are you all resolving that we are going to meet on Tuesday evening at
Yes,
8
sir.
Okay.
Yes, please.
time?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay,
please.
sir. Yes, sir.
But
Sir,
Tuesday,
please.
sir, the time is not favoring us. The time
okay,
we
then give
said
me the
it is
favorite
8 o'clock.
travel time.
Sir, we say 6 o'clock too.
Okay, Tuesday, 6 to what?
Sir, we
Sir,
are taking 1 hour or 2 hours.
sir,
Okay,
sir, please, Tuesday we also
so
have a class. Oh.
you're going to have a class at
Oh,
when?
Yes, please, we have
what
a class
time?
Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
Okay, so
Management.
please,
Please, what
let me
class?
try.
Please, what
You
class?
may be joining the other class. So
My
I'm not,
center, we have a
Because,
class.
please,
sir, science
somebody,
and
Manage.
sir, math
are you
and
listening to me?
investigation, it will be on Monday. So that's
Please, are
why I'm
you
asking
listening to
what
me?
class.
We are
Yes,
having it square
Are you
management
listening to
Tuesday.
me?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes,
let's
sir.
listen to sir.
So please kindly create the platform uh, for all the centers who are doing the online with me with introduction to this topic. Science investigation. Is that okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
that you discuss this and have a program for our online and all the other information. So who is going to be the course rep?
Abigail.
So I think
Abigail.
Abigail.
So Abigail, do that for me. Let them create a platform and let them register. Each
Sir, the platform is there.
the platform is there.
Yes, already.
So share it with everyone so that they all join. Then you have it in this way. When you join, identify your center so that we know that this group of people attend this particular center. Because we have a grouping so that when we come to the time for us to meet, it becomes so easy for us. Thank you all. Let me add me to the group so that we can chat there and know when you're going to
Yes, sir.
The group,
Hello, sir.
Thank you,
sir,
sir.
someone create
Okay,
the
Hello,
group.
sir.
I'm not
I'm listening to
administrator.
you.
Please,
Sir, someone
I
create
need
the
a
group.
clarification on something.
You need what?
Hello, clarification on a question
Okay.
concerning a basic skill and a process skill.
Uh,
We talk about prediction as a basic skill. That is predicting what is going to happen in future. And we
yeah,
also talk about formulating hypothesis as
yeah.
a integrated process skill. So I want that one also talk about guessing what is going to happen in the future. So I want to know the difference.
Now here, formulating, you cannot just formulate a hypothesis by just sitting down without having anything. You have studied the situation, so a lot of, now look at the basic skills, right? So the basic
Yes, sir.
skills when we are saying you add two or more skills, so before you can formulate a hypothesis, more than one basic skill have been used. You have done the observation. You
Okay.
have done some measurements. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, please.
Uh-huh. And are you not going to communicate? So we are combining about three basic steps before you can formulate a hypothesis. And the hypothesis is what? Intelligent guess predicting to the future by having some evidence which you have gone through. And when you are going to get to know that prediction is not going to fail, though some of the hypotheses could fail. So a lot of things have gone to that intelligent guess. But when you go to the normal prediction, we can easily predict without even having any evidence, any backing it with anything.
Oh, okay.
Can't you just predict anything that can, without having any facts, without having any due diligence, without measuring anything, without observing anything? I don't have any facts to be about. You can just predict it. Are you okay now?
Okay, thank you. Yes.
So what happened? You let me please add my number, identify, let me see that group. Then we chat and fix another class. All other information will be pasted there for us to follow and get our grouping. Don't shop us over time. Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
See, I'm a year, and I'm
And you start investigation, person that we know to. I really go a case.
what was it? This in Pantana, KSS.
And Pantana,
The KSS, they're more in the face to face. I'm teaching the online. That's not media in the two on one feeling. But they say online, now, meditate online lectures.
No, man,
I did always say media tour. Oh, so select not they want online teacher. This sentence maybe for online.
Meshi na ombe son yu selebe. O na ombe son Sunday you can. Hello, Abigail. Abigail.